All right. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great day today. And I appreciate you jumping on a short webinar this morning to talk about business coaching and how it can be a great add to an existing business, can be a great thing to start a business in, and can just some ideas around entrepreneurship in general. We've got a bunch of people on the line today, and they're from different camps. So we're going to address how business coaching can really help the marketplace. And that's what this is all about. A little bit about myself. My name is Steve Brock. I've had my own business since 2001. Got involved with Action Coach in 2002. Got involved with Mosquito Joe in 2015. Goodness, 5 years already. And we are in the process of launching a plumbing company. And we are going to do a non franchise deal on this one because I can't find a concept that really fits what I want to do. I spent a year going to night school at community college to learn how to plumb. And so we're going to launch a non-franchise business. And what I am finding is that I am very thankful to Action Coach and Mosquito Joe for doing a bunch of the kind of things that I hate doing when it comes to launching your own business. You see that picture on the left-hand side there? The girl on the left is Caitlin. She's about to be, actually, she is 22. Just had a birthday. She's going to be starting her first job in Charlotte. Just graduated from Washington Lee. Alexa is the next one. She is a junior at Purdue, which is where my wife and I went to school. So that's Jen to the right of Alexa, and that's me. And then the one in the lower right-hand corner is Peyton. She is a rising eighth grader, and because of the huge gap in age, she wants absolutely nothing to do with Jen and I on a regular basis. So that's my family, and that picture's from Austria. We get to go to some pretty cool places with Action Coach. And let's get started. My promise is to have you out of here within about a half hour. Right. So the problem we solve, what do we address as business coaches? And it's really easy, guys. The Gallup poll from the late 70s, where 4 out of 5 businesses fail in the first 5 years, is still relatively true today. Now, the reason they fail is not that they don't work hard. It's not that they're bad people. It's not that they're not passionate about what they do. The reason they fail, and please don't take this as a criticism of entrepreneurs, because I grew up in an entrepreneurial family. We were electrical contracting in Chicago. And so I love entrepreneurs. I think they're the straws that stir the drink. And I also believe that in most cases, they just have no idea what they're doing. They are really good at what the business delivers, but they have never been schooled or taken the classes around or been certified into actually running a business. And so normally the delivery is great and the rest of it happens because it has to, or maybe it doesn't happen at all. And so because of that, when you look at businesses that are listed with business brokers, more than 85% of them are never sold. And if they are sold, it's nowhere near for what the business owner thought they were going to get for all the hard work, the years of frustration, and the years spent in growing the business. And what this leads to is that ultimately the business owner is not able to realize the legacy that they had hoped to accomplish by having their own business. So our job in the Carolinas is to flip both of these stats on their head. It's to make sure that 4 out of 5 businesses succeed. It's to make sure that the people we work with, when the time comes to sell their business, if that's what they choose to do, they can get the kind of money that they were hoping for so that they can live their golden years, maybe the second half of life, whatever term you'd like to use. They can live that part of their life in the style and the manner and the experience that they were hoping to. So again, the problem we solve, the people we work with, are business owners that typically have revenues between 250,000 and about 5 million. They've been in business for a few years. They've recognized that doing more of what they're doing today will not get them the results that they're after, and they are open to change. Again, if I had to pick one criteria for a business owner that would identify whether they are a good fit for business coaching, it's that they are open to changing the things that they're doing today. When you look at this kind of a model, some of the key elements: a very low cost of goods sold. We are intellectual property. We are a recurring revenue model, in which case, in the Carolinas, right now on average, we work with clients for about 2 years. So once they come on board, they stay, they get results, they refer their peers. It starts to really feed on itself. If you look at what we charge our clients, we are basically on retainer, and our average hourly rates are in line with some of the higher echelon law firms and accounting firms. And of course, in our disclosure document, we have an item 19. By engaging this part of the marketplace, what I've always thought of as the George Bailey part of the marketplace, we become community connectors, we become community leaders, and we're able to have a huge impact on the success of the business owners locally. I live in Greensboro, North Carolina, and when we convince a business to move here from, goodness, sometimes a neighboring town that brings 50 people, it is a PR frenzy. There are ribbon cuttings, there are high fives all over the place. And what ultimately happens is that move is very expensive because there are a lot of tax incentives. Um, you know, the companies that move here don't necessarily stay because they were not born and raised here. And so what I would love to do and what we like to work with is give me 50 companies and let me teach them how to hire 1 or 2 people as opposed to making a big deal of moving a 50-person business to this area. So it's my belief that the more we're able to train and mentor and coach business owners here locally, the better off the community is going to be in the long term. Another part of our business is that, over the last several months, virtual has really come online. And although we had clients that pre-COVID were not that excited about having coaching sessions virtually, we see now that that's really been adapted very well. And what that allows us to do is have much more efficient coaching sessions and able to compress that time because there's no travel. And then the last thing about this model is that it is almost recession proof. When I look at the revenue per coach, same group of coaches, between April and July of 2019 and April and July of 2020, their revenue was actually up. So during one of the hardest times for a small business, what we found was that our coaches were continuing to grow, their clients were continuing to grow, and they really appreciated the fact that there was someone there to help them steady the wheel as we have gone through and hopefully are emerging from some turbulent times. If you think about Action Coach very quickly, started in 98, came to the US in 2000. One of the things, though, I'm very proud of is that our Net Promoter Score is 73 was the last number that I saw. And if you think about a 73 as a Net Promoter Score, that would put us with, and in a lot of cases, above some of the best service companies in the world. Franchise 500 with Entrepreneur Magazine, we've been #1 in the category for a long time. And the way that we can leverage the fact that we've got just under 1,000 coaches worldwide is that businesses are the same everywhere in the world. So if you're a landscaper in Greensboro, it is the same business model as a landscaper in Christchurch, New Zealand, as a landscaper in Lisbon, Portugal. And so we can take those learnings from all over the world and apply them to local businesses to help them fast track progress. We do have a model where you can leverage through firms and grow a small professional coaching team. And because of the size of the organization, and because we've been around the longest, we really are industry innovators and leaders by introducing some web-based portal options for coaching, by adding new items to portfolios so that we can move into the executive coaching market. We can move into more of an accounting bookkeeping market. We're always looking to expand what we can bring to the client base. And that being said, our bread and butter has always been, and I believe always will be, working with that small to medium-sized business owner, helping them realize what they wanted their business to be when they drew it up on the kitchen table. So if you are an existing business owner, why would you want to go ahead and grow your business? And there are a variety of ways that you can do that. You can go out and do a bunch of marketing and get more clients in the same line of business you have today. You can open up a new market. So if you're in Greensboro, North Carolina, you could open up in Chapel Hill. You could open up in Winston or Lexington. You could acquire a competitor. So those are 3 solid ways to grow a business. What it will do, though, is leave you at the whim of the marketplace with regards to that industry. So if you look back at 2008, 09, if you were a builder, if you were in trades, didn't matter how many markets you were in, you were going to be in trouble. If you look at right now, if you are a restaurateur, if you own several bars, or if you are in big event management, it doesn't matter how many markets you're in North Carolina or South Carolina, you're in trouble right now. And so when we look to people that already have existing business-to-business relationships, The question becomes, if you've already got the clients, what other products and services can you offer? Can you add business coaching? And would you have 5 to 10 clients that right now may already be engaged with business coaches that can now be engaged with another division of your own company? And if you're going to do that, you may as well go with a company that already has a model to get results with business owners. If you are an existing business coach and you're looking to add Action Coach to the model, that again, established model for results. And a lot of times when we work with strategic alliances, they look to bring us in as a referral partner to their clients so that their clients can be more profitable and ultimately be more engaged with their existing business. If you look at the Action Coach model really quickly, it has 2 parts to it. One-on-one, where we work with the owner, and we do so either monthly, twice a month, weekly, or in our case, weekly plus one is when they bring in someone else from their company. And typically that is for a period of time, almost like a project development. And on the other side, we have group programs where Mentor Club is when we coach 3 or 4 businesses together at the same time. Growth Club is a 90-day planning session. I've always thought of that as our Chevy, if you look at GM and their product offering. Profit Club is a mastermind group that typically meets twice a month. Action Club is a little bit like summer school, where it's 7 sessions where you go through a education curriculum with some homework and follow-up by the coach. And Business Rich is our 2-day entrepreneur boot camp, where they're going to come in, 70% us teaching, 30% them interacting with each other, and really start to work on honing out their skills as to what it means to be a business owner. Now, what I find is that for every market, both of these have to be offered. Both sides of the business have to be available. And in particular, for a new market, we have to have Growth Club, we have to have Profit Club, and then, of course, we have to have our offerings of one-on-one coaching. Now, if you think about coaching versus consulting, the real difference between the two is the transfer of skill set and the development of the owner. Typically consulting, you come in, you work on a project, you do most of the work, you hand them a deliverable, typically a 3-ring binder. I know when I started out on my own in 2001, I was doing manufacturing consulting. I would train the people how to use the system. After I developed it, I would leave them a binder, wish them luck, and to be honest, hopefully they'd have to call me back for some more training later. And from a coaching perspective, it's very different. What we're trying to do with coaching is make sure that they develop their skill set. Typically, it's around sales, marketing, understanding the financials, hiring the right people, and retaining the right people and the right customers. So as we help business owners build, they start to hire more, they have more disposable cash flow, and we're able to have a great impact on the business community. We increase the values of the business. They become better business owners, and now they can open up multiple companies, much like I have with Mosquito Joe, and we're actually going to call it Plumbing Joe. When we're offering coaching, there are price points that owners can hit. And then they can also look at their existing database to find who else could they refer to us so that our acquisition cost over time continues to drop. So in our mind, coaching and consulting are very, very different, and ultimately comes down to the ownership of who does the work. If someone wants to learn to be a better business owner, they have to do the work. They can't pay someone else to do the work. So if you think about who is Action Coach a good fit for? Number one, people that are enthusiasts of business. We work with anywhere from 12 to 16 clients at a time, typically. And what we do with businesses is typically the same, but every client is a little bit different, not only in that they have a different kind of business, but also because of the skill set that the owner has when we get there, both positive and negative. This is a great fit for people that like to do lots of different things. Again, no client is different because we're working with so many. What we'll find is that, the kind of clients you have come from a wide variety of industries. For example, I'm currently working with 4 clients. One's an electrician, one is a real estate school, one is a custom pool design and manufacturing company, and one is a package design firm. I haven't bought a house since 2000. I don't swim in pools. I am My dermatologist does not allow me to go into pools. I know nothing about packaging design, and the only client I really knew anything about before I got there was the electrician. But because I love to learn about new businesses, there's always this excitement of bringing on a new client because it's a whole new industry to learn about. Action coaches are great fits for people that want to be recognized as leaders in their community because we are out in the marketplace, whether it's the chamber, the merchant association, we are engaging the local community to help the business infrastructure, that fabric that holds the businesses and the community together. We're there to make it stronger. And for those that are looking to build something beyond themselves, great fit for people that are interested in building and leaving a legacy, whether that's to the team, whether that's to the kids, whether that's just to the general marketplace. If you look at businesses across the country, we typically will break them into two categories. You've got employer businesses and non-employer businesses. The difference between the two is employer businesses typically have full-time employees, not including the owner, and non-employer businesses typically have full-time employees and part-time employees. So if you look at any market, and if you look at just in general across the Carolinas, there are roughly 500,000 businesses that fall in this employer and non-employer category. And if you look at in any market, a 0.5%, a 1%, a 1.5% market penetration can lead to an absolutely fantastic business. We don't need to capture 30% of the market, 20% of the market. Goodness sake, I wouldn't know what to do with 20% of the market or have the vehicles to handle it. What we are looking for in markets is 0.1%, 0.25%, 0.5%. That can lead to an extremely robust business coaching business, whether that's starting one or whether that's adding one to an existing business that you have. And we've got all the data behind this. Happy to share it anytime. If you look at the options that we have, the firm is where you're going to own a town or a county, and you're going to build a team of coaches. The practice is where you really want to be self-employed. You can have support team, you can have marketing people, but what you're after is to really have one person coaching, and you want a little bit more of a lifestyle business, whereas a firm is a little bit more of a build a larger organization. Both are available in most markets, and you can always start out as a practice and transition to a firm over time, should you choose to. As we look at then for the firms and finding coaches, I'll be there along the way to help you do that. So we have a well-defined qualifications and backgrounds that we look for. I've been looking for coaches for 18 years. So I've got a great database, how to use LinkedIn, how to use job boards. And what we're looking for are people that are generalists because we work with business owners in all facets of the business. And all that is great. But here's where the rubber hits the road. What we are all about and what is a good fit for what we do are people that want to control their own destiny, are people that want to actively engage in the community that they live, who want to build a business that can really give back and support and nurture the marketplace to make sure that the business owners that they know, that the business owners in their community, whether it's in their church, the chamber, the merchant association, have the opportunity for their business to become what they always wanted it to be. And when you push and you press and you ask people what do they really want out of their business when they first put it together, what they're looking for is something that will give them time and the money to do whatever they want with that time. Most of the business owners we work with are not trying to go public. They're not trying to dominate the world. What they want to be able to do is coach their daughter's soccer team. What they want to be able to do is go with their friends fishing on Friday afternoons. What they want to do is to be able to take a vacation without being in a sheer sense of panic that when they get back to the office, it's going to be a disaster. Our business owners, the ones that engage Action Coach, are the ones that want to be able to not take their laptop and their cell phone with them at all times. They are looking for a business, they are looking for advice, and they're willing to do the work to help to transition the business from them having to be there 80 hours a week and have it leak into their personal life and their health to a business where they can be there when they choose to. And at some point, they can either sell it to the team, bring in the kids, or sell it in the marketplace for real money. And that's what we're all about, making sure that the Gallup poll gets inverted so that 80% of the business owners who are willing to do the work and make the best investment they can, and that's an investment in themselves, will have something sustainable long term. So the next steps, if you're interested in learning more, just spend a few minutes on the phone. Give me a buzz, 336-288-8858. We can walk through the maps. We can look at, if you're an existing business owner, we can look at the client database that you have and recognize and identify those that would be good fits for coaching. If you've always thought about having your own business, we'd love to chat with you about that. We've had many, many coaches. Most of our coaches, at least in the Carolinas, were not business owners before they joined Action Coach. And if you really want to engage and have some fun with a part of the community that I think makes all the difference, then this might be a great fit for you. Again, thank you so much for your time today. I look forward to talking with you in the near future. And if you have any questions, please give me a call. Have a great day. Bye-bye.